I've been doing a lot of reflecting lately, and if you found yourself thinking more about your parents or old wounds that may feel like they're resurfacing, I would like to share a perspective with you that has genuinely changed my life. I think one of the most freeing things that you can do for yourself is accept that your parents may never become the people you needed them to be. And before anyone misunderstands me, I'm not saying that your parents are necessarily evil or that they didn't love you in whatever way they knew. But what I am saying is the love, the safety, the protection, emotional support, or understanding that you needed as a child may simply not have been what you received. And that is incredibly painful to accept. Because accepting that often means letting go of the hope they'll finally be the people that you've been waiting for. I know what that feels like because I've genuinely lived it. For a long time, I wanted to be seen, I wanted to be understood, I wanted accountability, I wanted an apology. I genuinely believed that if that happened, I'd finally be able to move on. But eventually, I realized something. As long as my healing depended on somebody else giving me something that they had consistently shown me they can't give, I was putting my own healing on hold. I was putting my healing into someone else's hands. And that was the beginning of my acceptance, not giving up, not excusing what has happened to me, just accepting reality so I could finally stop waiting and then start turning back towards myself as the main character. I'm not joking. Something I've come to realize over the years. Why did they do that? What did I do to deserve that? It's natural to ask yourself those things. It's a part of the process. But after a while, another question became a lot more important and set things in motion for me. What did I make this mean about me? Did I decide that I wasn't lovable? Did I decide that I was too much? Or did I decide that my needs didn't even matter? Because those beliefs are not something that just stays with us during childhood. It literally shapes our entire being. We bring it into adulthood. The way we see ourselves, the relationships that we choose, the love that we accept, and the boundaries that we might struggle to set. I think sometimes we spend so much time trying to understand the people that have hurt us that we unintentionally delay turning towards the part of ourselves that's hurting, because it can really be that painful. It can be incredibly painful and destabilizing to question the beliefs that you have carried for years. It's painful to realize that you have been seeing yourself through the lens of your trauma rather than the truth of who you actually are. But I also think that that is where your healing begins. It doesn't come from running away from it or trying to silence it or trying to get rid of it, but by listening to it, feeling it. I don't believe that pain is the enemy. I actually think it's information, it's a compass showing you the places inside of you that are in need of a little more tenderness, a little more love, compassion, safety, care. So instead of asking, how do I get rid of this feeling? I think a better question to ask is, what is this pain trying to show me? What does this part of me need? That is what healing is to me. Not fixing yourself, reconnecting, becoming besties with who you are. Because if you actually knew who you were, you would be your number one fan. You would love to be around yourself, and you would be very, very careful with who gets to have access to you. Coming back home to yourself, becoming the adult your younger self needed, in parenting yourself. And it is going to require you to gentle parent yourself. Like I've said to many of my clients, bullying doesn't work. It is learning how to comfort yourself, identifying your needs, and then learning to meet them. Learning what healthy love feels like, because you already have a reference point for what isn't. Now, people ask what this means when it comes to the relationships that you have with your parents. And to be very honest with you, babes, I don't think there's one right answer. Every relationship is different. Mine are different. One has been repaired in some ways and one hasn't. But what surprised me about that was that my peace did not come from the outcome of the relationship with my own parents. It actually came from the one that I had learned to build with myself. Whether you choose to stay in contact, create some distance, or go no contact, I just want you to let that decision come from self-respect and care, and not from fear, obligation. All that I care about is that you've made your decision because you have spent enough time listening to yourself to know what is genuinely loving for you. I truly believe that Healing begins when you stop waiting for people to come home to you and you just start coming home to yourself. Not all at once, not perfectly, but one loving choice at a time.